Hey Gemini, welcome to your general messages. This is going to be super general. Just for May, we're going to be using tarot only, no astrology. And let's see what kind of old school messages we can get. I'm going old school now. We got the Lenormand deck, and I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite. All right. I like the Lenormand deck. I don't use it much. It's not tarot. It's not oracle. It's a different system. But let's get for crowning, future, foundation. Okay, and now let's pull some cards. This is going to be general for the month. Hope you guys are doing well. Ooh, Four of Pentacles, popping, popping. It's on its side. All right, let's see what we get. Four of Pentacles. Somebody's protecting themselves, holding tight to the money. Understand that. Can understand that, right? So where we're at right now. By the way, guys, I know a lot of you have been asking me when I'm going to start doing some lives. I just want to wait until this semester is over and then, you know, figure that out. I'm a little nervous to do lives just because I'm not sure how it's going to mess with my energy, if that makes sense. But I'm going to give it a go. I know a lot of other readers do it. Ooh, Lovers. Ending with yourself. Ending with yourself. So we do have a little duplicitous energy happening. Which, you know what? Listen, if that's got to happen to any sign, good thing is happening to a Gemini. Snake. The snake. Something is being hidden that you can't really trust. You're having a very hard time trusting this. This is a very duplicitous energy that has something to do with the public area of your life. And the reason I'm saying that is because whenever you have to understand with the Lenormand system, there are when certain other cards show up with other cards, it does inform the reading. So we have this idea of public here. Okay, it's like this public park. So we have something duplicitous here having to do with the public area in your life. So this can mean the challenges in getting back to work, right, in the age of the virus. You're really questioning what you can trust. Can you trust what you're being told? Can you trust? You're feeling very, Gemini, you guys are going to be feeling extremely I want to say suspicious. You're just really going to be very much in a state of questioning the information that's being given to you regarding something external to your home or your intimate life. So this can have to do with going out and about outside, because everything's going to be like opening up, you know, really in May, or at least the end of May, depending. New York will probably not going to be open for 5 years, I kind of feel like, but for most of the general world, they're going to be opening up in May. You may not trust that, but the public also has to do with your workspace. So there could be something duplicitous going on having to do in your workspace, and you can be dealing with some sort of situation where there's a lack of clarity. You can be dealing with a duplicitous energy, right, at work. So, you know, whether a boss, co-workers, whatever, but some sort of situation that maybe is being presented as one thing, but it's not really that, and you just really don't have, there's something shady going on, and you could vibe it. You vibe it in the biggest way. But this duplicitous nature has more to do with something external to your intimate life and external to your home life. So if you're here with relationship on your heart, I'm not getting that the duplicitous nature is that of your intimate partner. But then again, listen, these are general messages. You're going to connect it to your life however you see fit. I could just tell you that I'm not getting that. I'm actually getting the opposite of that, guys, because let's look at the future energy. This is a lady, right? Which is you, lost in thought. No, not gender specific, okay? So this is you lost in thought, thinking of your partner or potential partner in the midst of all of this ungroundedness in other areas of your life. You're thinking about this. And this tells me that you want to be or will be feeling very connected and in a space of sharing with a significant other. So I'm not getting that the duplicitous nature, because the park is here. Because the park is here. If the park wasn't here, I would say that the duplicitous nature is looking at you, right? So like either you're being duplicitous or you're dealing with an energy that's duplicitous. That's what I'm getting though, because I have the park here. Okay, so let's get into this. We're starting off with the Four of Pentacles energy. So the Four of Pentacles is a Sun in Capricorn. So what I like about this is, first of all, it's indicating you're not really doing so fantabulous with money right now, but you have what you need. This tells me that you have what you need. By hook or crook, you have what you need right now, right, to sustain your life. But you're in a mode of self-protection, particularly if this has to do with career. If it has to do with relationship, you are in a space of protecting yourself. And again, this like kind of wait and see kind of thing. But in the same way, you know, it has the benefit of the sun in there. And what happens here is that while you're in the space of protecting yourself, epiphanies happen. Realizations come to you. Ideas occur. And it's in Capricorn, so it has to do with work. You know, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So it's like these ideas that are going to help to slowly move you ahead, right? And I say slowly because Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn's just slow all the time, right? But now what's clarifying this is some confusion, right? The Hangman is about hanging, you know, it's pressing the pause button to think about things. You want to be careful of analysis paralysis in this energy, but this is a Neptune energy, and Neptune is just not very clear. So it's not that you're hanging upside down because you have nothing better to do. It's not that you're hanging upside down because you don't want to make a decision. It's that the decisions that you're not making just yet are because you're simply not sure. You're just not 100% clear. You're not. Something you're not clear about. So you're still kind of in this mode of self-protection because you're unclear, having to do with that job, having to do with that relationship. Knight of Wands, and it's clarified by the Two of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is this beautiful offer coming in, Taurus and Gemini like it. So this is a fiery energy, lots of forward movement, passion. It's got the element, it's Gemini, it's Taurus and Gemini. So Gemini is about, being ruled by Mercury, is about moving from one space to another. So this is to do with communication coming in. So, you know, really good there. But it's got Taurus, you know, and Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is connected to money and love and self-esteem. So some sort of idea is coming in that you feel very passionately about. Okay, so if this represents a person could be coming in. And because let's talk about as a person or as an influencer. So this could be a person coming in, offering you a new job, something, a new opportunity that you feel really passionate about. This could be a partner coming in and saying, come on, let's go. Let's just move this baby forward. Let's just do this relationship and just let's just move. You know, let's get it going on here, right? So really, really positive there. If it has to do with an influence, this has to do with you realizing something or you being appreciated in a different way, having to do with your work, and there being this movement forward. So it could indicate some sort of message coming in that's going to allow you to have this forward movement. But then we have the Two of Swords energy, which is being at cross purposes. This is a, wait a minute, I don't know what to do yet, right? This is a Moon and Libra energy, going back to the silly Venus, right? It's going to be a lot about Venus this month, guys. A lot of thinking going on in the Venus area. And Venus, again, is about everything we love. It's relationships, it's money, it's our self-esteem, right? So here we have the Two of Swords is a Moon in Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So Moon is always, I feel. So this is you being really trying to get in touch with what it is that you really, really want. I mean, the swords are truth. And it's two ideas. And which speaks to you more? You know? Really trying to get in touch with that. So something coming in, but you're saying, I don't know. I mean, do I really want that? Is this for me? Or it's that relationship where it's like, all right, let's go. And you're saying, all right, well, wait, is this really what I want? I think I wanted it at one time. Oh, wait, no, I still want it. Oh, wait. And then getting in touch with where is your feeling of being held back? You know, where is that hanging out? You got to look at that right now. We have the Queen of Swords. This is all about the truth. Now, this can indicate, not gender specific. Now, this can indicate a very manipulative woman in your life, for sure. Can. Like a mother, boss, girlfriend, wife, whatever. Okay, sister, good friend. Could definitely mean that. But somebody who's just very headstrong, very opinionated, wants to come in and, you know, kind of take over. But this could also indicate just get into the truth of the matter at all costs. Like, we have to be so 100% honest. And that's not always the easiest thing, right? We have to admit that. It's not always the easiest thing to be 100% honest. But this is like, because this is a Virgo and Libra energy. Virgo's like so critical, but in a good way. I mean, not, very critical of themselves and very critical of the situations that they find themselves in. So it's getting down to the truth of something, and in a very pragmatic way saying, if this job is going to work, this is how it needs to go. Otherwise, it's not going to work. If this relationship is going to work, this is what needs to go on. There's no other way, kind of thing. And that's going to create a vibe of self-imprisonment. Okay. But I don't hate these guys. I don't hate these self-imprisonment cards, right? The Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords, well, Seven of Swords is thievery, but Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords, these sort of imprisonment, they have a different vibe, each of them, about them, right? But when we're dealing with the eights, we're talking about Jupiter and Gemini. So the thoughts are representing, these ideas that you're having in your own mind, right? Because Gemini is about communication, it's about reality, it's about truth, right? And Jupiter is about luck and expansion and forward movement. And this is you in your head trying to figure out, okay, is it possible for me to be successful in this? And what is really, really necessary for that to happen? And you very much in this space of saying, what's mine and what's not mine in this situation, particularly if it has to do with relationship, and you figuring out and trying to unpack what needs to be done in order to move this forward so that it could be really successful. And this is all, these two center rows, it's all about truth. All about truth. Then we have the Page of Cups, beautiful new beginning, new offering. This indicates a new cycle. A new cycle coming in, but where you're going to feel like, we're dealing with the Knight of Swords energy. This could absolutely be somebody who is not being completely forthcoming, or maybe being a little controlling of a situation where, they have very definitively, they have their idea. This could be you. The energies could always be flip-flopped, in these readings. But it's like there's this very clear idea of what needs to happen. And this can indicate some clashing of how things are going to be moving forward, right? Where, swords in the upright, it's about communication and having this openness, even if there's a little tension. And in the reverse, there could be some manipulation going on here, some lying through omission, really trying to figure out, or Gemini, this could be recognition that this has been an issue in the relationship. And this being something that really very much needs to be dealt with. This could absolutely also be something that needs to be handled in the job, right? If this is a new job coming in, you being very clear on what it is that you need, and being just, I know what I need. I know how much money I need. I know what I'm looking to do. And you really trying to get to that space in the Eight of Swords energy. And then you get this new offer. Because, look, the Eight of Swords is not a bit... She's not really strapped in. She could actually just walk forward out of the swords. So this really is such a self-bonded situation of just trying to figure out, what's going to bring me the most expansion, and then you're getting this new offer. So that's great, except you may be in a space of feeling like you really don't know all the information yet, and this may be making you feel uncomfortable. And when we're uncomfortable, sometimes we end up filling in like a narrative that doesn't belong there, that ends up making us feel very uncomfortable. But then we have the Lover's energy. So let's talk about this first, having to do with a career. This indicates having a new meeting of the minds. This is indicating making a decision in your work, making a decision to move forward in a way towards healing, just a way towards healing, Really, it's about, if you guys have a business partner, this is very obvious. This is you guys saying, all right, you know what? We have to do things differently. Let's just make a decision to make this work and do whatever we need to do to make it work. If it has to do with, you could be connecting with the boss, your employees, whatever it is. But this could just simply be you making a decision that you're going to be handling things in a different way moving forward, right? To bring yourself a firmer foundation. Okay, let's just finish this up as a career. And then the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups indicates this is Aquarius and Pisces energy. So this Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, about doing something different that, brings you towards that dream space that you have in your mind, right? But this tells me that something is not going to be handled very differently, that something is going to be handled in a very irresponsible way, having to do with work. Now, I have to tell you, we have to go back. We would be remiss, right, if we didn't go back to the Lenormand at this point. Because we talked about the duplicitous nature in the public sector, and I said it's going to have something to do with your work. That's exactly what I'm kind of getting here, I have to tell you. As we have this new offer coming in, but then not everything is kind of what it seems. It's sort of like something's being held back, and all right, we're going to work at this, but then we have this holding back of energy, of something not being different. So this could be like a good example of this is somebody maybe giving you a little bit of lip service regarding something in your career. You know, do this now, I'll pay you later, or I'm going to pay you this amount and then that amount not being the deal, or this is your job description not being that, or, oh yeah, well, you know, we're going to get started, things are going to be A, B, and C, and it not being that way, you know, connected however you see fit. Or maybe you getting interested in doing something and it just not going the way that you initially intended. But I just feel like the cure to this is to keep your eyes, ears, and everything open, right? And pay attention to making sure that the walk matches the talk as far as career. And if this has to do with relationship, you know, going back to the Lover's energy is very positive because it's making the decision to try to really just like, let's make this work. You know, with the blessing of Archangel Raphael and the luminary of the sun, recognizing the clouds are conflict. So recognizing that there's stuff that you guys need to work through, okay, right? But here we have the outcome energy, the Knight of Cups in reverse. Now this could indicate somebody who's rather irresponsible in the emotional space, right? Or maybe they're partying too much, or maybe they're doing something a little too much. It's going to resonate with each of you differently, but really could be just not opening up to you in the way that you really, really feel like you need in this connection, you know? And it not being different, and this ultimately not being what it is that you know that you're ultimately looking for, you know. But I wouldn't put qualifiers on that just because of the power that the Lenormand deck has. I have such a positive energy about that, and having the Lovers is so positive. So the Knight of Cups, I'm wondering if it's not a simple influence in this relationship, which would just simply be the fact that things can't be different in the relationship right now because of external circumstances, right? Because again, it's Aquarius and Pisces. So things in a very practical way may not be able to be different than they've been because you guys aren't able to do what you really are discussing in the 3D, moving in together, getting that house, going to whatever, that counselor, whatever it would be, right? In a very pragmatic way to move your life forward. That may not be possible because of these external influences that actually have nothing to do with the relationship itself, right? So that would be the Knight of Cups energy as an influence rather than the person. But let's see what else we have here. Yeah, so let's just see. So there's some disappointment. The Wands were put down. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Seven of Cups. Transition. Okay. Six of Wands. Devil energy. Imbalance is coming out. Nine of Pentacles. And then the King of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a ride for you guys, but it's going to end okay. So we have the Five of Cups is very focused, hyper-focused on whatever pain that's been gone on in the relationship. And recognizing that whatever you guys had before that cycle, it's done. You guys ended that cycle already anyway. That's like not even an issue here. There was an ending of a cycle already before in the relationship, I do feel. We have the Wheel of Fortune energy. So the Wheel of Fortune, in the upright, it means the return of an energy, and it really, return of a relationship, the reconnection of something, of a relationship, and it not being really very promised, right? Depending on what the energy was like before you guys broke up, and just depending on where you guys are each at in your willingness to give this relationship another chance. It really is a card of fate. So we can look at it from a positive perspective in that Jupiter rules it, right? But you just really don't know, because if it really was not a healthy connection, it's not going to last in this energy, right? Now, in the reverse, it simply means that in an exaggerated form. So it's really not too much. A lot of cards aren't much different in the reverse. Then we have the Seven of Cups energy. This is another energy that just simply means the same thing in the upright. It's just a little more intense, where this is a Venus and Scorpio card. So you know what's in Five of the Cups, you don't know what's in Two. So when it comes to this relationship, you know most of everything, like you know the person pretty much that you're dealing with, but because it's Scorpio, and Scorpio is about transformation, right? Because it's ruled by Pluto. And there's also this like an obsession, kind of almost like a very ruminating, obsessive kind of tendency to have regarding this relationship. You're just not sure what's on the other side of the change. You're not sure if you guys get back together, what is it really going to be like, really like in the 3D, and you're just being in this space of just so not knowing, right? And then we have the Six of Wands here. Let's put these guys here. And then we have the Six of Wands here. So the Six of Wands is feeling like you're just not going to have success, but it's not going to have success because there's this lack of forward movement. Again, whenever we have wands, wands are will, wands are forward movement, okay? So this is a Mercury and Aquarius energy. So right now, you're not going to be able to move forward differently. Mercury moving forward, Aquarius doing things differently. So that could be also because of the quarantine. Then we have the Devil energy in reverse, much better in the reverse. I like it. I do like this because this is about any kind of imbalance in this connection coming to the forefront and you guys talking about it, whether it's addiction, whether it's fear of abandonment, fear of intimacy, lots of anxiety, depression. It's going to be discussed. It's going to be addressed. There's going to be, all of that. It's like clearing out the unhealthy. We like the Devil in reverse. It's a good energy. I like it a lot, okay? And then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is a wish fulfillment card, right? But this is Venus and Virgo. And Virgo is all about moving forward in a very practical way. It's a pentacle energy, but it's also ruled by Mercury. Venus is relationship here. So you're not going to be able to move into your wish fulfillment right now. There's going to be delay. There is going to be some delay right now. Because these reversals have all to do with movement forward. So, which I think is very interesting because then we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is beautiful. When we have a King and a Queen together, first of all, this means an ideal pairing. This is very much like a twin flame energy, I do have to say, as far as connection goes. When we're talking about relationships, the Pentacle energy means mental, emotional, and physical connection. So you guys clearing out any sort of nonsense that you've been harboring up to this point, really starting a beautiful fresh cycle and tapping into that. So you might be going through some stuff having to do with your career, your work life, even some family situations for sure. But I see that things are going to be working out beautiful having to do with relationship. And not right now. It's going to take a little bit, but I love this. This is beautiful energy for you guys. Really. I mean, this is really a deep sharing here. So I like it. Yeah. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.